It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And we'll see Michael Thomas. He's been a production machine with a 1,200-yard season thus far. It's the Titans and the Cowboys on Thursday night primetime.
All in all, we have a pretty pleasant December day in the Volunteer State. The chilly rain from last night has moved on. The temps have bumped up a bit here at Nissan Stadium in Nashville. Tonight, on this fine Thursday night, we've got a good one in store between the Dallas Cowboys and the Tennessee Titans. Brandon Gunn with my broadcast partner, Charles Davis. CD, you look at the Titans in this matchup. It's a relatively balanced offense. The next-gen stats kind of bear that out. What do you think they'll be looking to do in this one?
I think it'll be exactly what you just talked about. They'll want to be balanced on offense, which means to them, they'll want everyone involved. See if they can get some one-on-ones in the passing game. Maybe identify some situation where they can swing the ball to the backs in space. Even find some spots where they just want to play some old-fashioned power football. As one of the most successful coaches in the league told us once, the definition of balanced offense, that means you can do what you want when you want to, not necessarily just running it 50% of the time and throwing it the same percentage.
Here's the former Sooner, Austin Seibert, to get this one started. And off we go from Nashville. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. The Cowboys taking the field on offense, and for a 7th season, it's Dak Prescott who brings them out.
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue with turnovers and hope that what sunk them last week resolves itself this time around.
Looking to pass, first play is Prescott. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Throwing again on second down. Prescott looking middle, and it's incomplete. Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. Looking to throw, Prescott. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Running the jet sweep. This is Thielen with it. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. Now a first carry for Latavius Murray. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And the throw there going to be incomplete. On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. Deontay Hardy back deep. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. So now the Titans get their first shot on offense. They'll be led out by the former NFL MVP, already a 2-time Pro Bowler in his 5th season out of Louisville, Lamar Jackson.
Early part of his career, defenses really had to focus on his running ability, and they still do. But now, he's turned himself into a true dual-threat quarterback. When he plants his cleats in the ground and turns it loose, good thing on the field.
They'll throw on first down with Jackson. And this one nearly picked off. Kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's 2nd down. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On On 3rd and short, they'll try option left. And this is going to be a Titans first down as they'll get this up to about the 42. The Titans had 12-3 now on the year. And I tell you, it has been a few months now since they've tasted defeat, and they are without question the hottest team in football.
And I'm really not sure who's going to beat them right now, because to me, they have to be the favorites to go all the way, because they're not just beating teams, they're dominating them. It's been fun to watch them play, not just in their winning, but how they're getting it done.
First down, here's the run with Cook. He had a great move, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield. There are the numbers for Cook from a week ago. Pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers, because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
From just shy of midfield, Jackson. That pass complete to Deontay Hardy. Have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 41-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 41. Jackson. And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive INT. Back to the ground, Cook. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. On 3rd down, Jackson. Man open, it's J.J. Arthega right side. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 21. Nice 3rd down conversion and even 20 yards.
Partner, you know when we call a game, we talk about Lamar Jackson and his speed and his elusiveness and the ability to get him on the ground, how tough that is for a defense. But how about his development as a thrower, as a professional?
Jackson on first down. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Now it's Jackson. That's over the middle and caught by Arthega-Whiteside. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. Jackson. Incomplete. So 2 third down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a third, and now they deal with 4th down.
That play there was certainly a scouting report special, because Cutler was all too aware that this close to the end zone, he's going to become a bigger weapon for that offense, and they were there to help force the incompletion.
Seibert's kick is good, and the Titans hit the scoreboard first. It's 3-0. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. 2nd drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. And they are losers of 2 straight coming into this Thursday night game. Is it more difficult, CD, when you take a losing streak into a quick turnaround game like this?
It certainly is, because you don't get time to work on the issues that you've had throughout the season that caused you to have the record that you're having. You can't really get those set. So now you're trying to minimize those and maximize what you've been doing well. And I remember a game recently where one of the assistant coaches said to the head coach, forget our running back rotation. This guy has a hot hand, and they rode him to a victory. Those are things you have to look out for in games like this.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. To throw is Prescott. He'll get it once more into the hands of Hill. On the move past the 40. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. They'll give up the gut for Murray. And he went nowhere. They went backwards, back to the 33. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Again, it's Murray. Down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
Holding offense.
Temporarily out of field goal range now as they come up on a 2nd and long after the holding call. Now Prescott. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. Throwing, Prescott. Over the middle, Amari Cooper. It's complete. And he's going to be brought down. He needed to get to the 20, but he's a yard or 2 short. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down. Certainly worth noting he's now 1 catch away from 600. He's at 599 in his career. Here's Greg Joseph now to try the field goal. From the right hash, it's a 38-yard attempt. Joseph's got it, and that will tie us at 3-3. So it's 4th and 1. They wind up taking the 3. But I'm not sure that that offensive unit, judging by the sideline, Charles, was in 100% agreement with the decision.
No, not at all. But the head coach has final call on this. We know that. But let's face it, offenses want to feel like, hey, you believe in us? Let us go for it. We'll see if that bears a problem for them moving forward in this game.
And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. Tennessee offense making their way out onto the field as you take a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And you can see they'll be the AFC South representative, but for the moment at least, they'd still need to host a wild card game in that first weekend, but not the worst thing in the world.
No, not at all. And you and I both know this about this division. It's been wide open and extremely competitive, and it was again this year. So for a team to come away with the division title and get to the playoffs, you know they'll be battle-tested for their run in January and into February.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Now, hang on here. Not what you want to see because Dalvin Cook injured, at least for the moment, and in some discomfort. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Jackson to throw. Out to the flat here for Johnson. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jackson over the middle, complete to Arcega-Whiteside. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. On 3rd and 1, Jackson got his man. It's Arcega-Whiteside. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we can at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
And as a former defender, I can tell you with certainty, those are the ones that have you losing sleep at night. I would not like to be in that film room on Tuesday going over that one. Just a pretty poor effort defensively, and it leads to a big play.
And the next-gen stats shows us the tale of how much yardage he was able to pick up after the initial contact. 3-3, a tight one after one on EA Sports. To throw again is Jackson. He targets Jordan Matthews, and it's caught. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Completes it to Hardman. Now this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
1st down marker at the 5. It's 2nd and goal. Up the middle, Johnson. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for it. And he lost the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. He's got the lane, and there he goes. He's at the 40, past the 20, and they will finally put an end to the return, but not until he takes it back all the way inside the 10-yard line.
I know many talk about the kick return as maybe the most exciting play in football. But any type of a return where it's a change of possession, where the defense gets the ball, that's exciting too, but it's not just an accident. Once they get the football, they've worked on finding people to block, creating running lanes for the guy with the ball, and protecting him, and this one was a long run.
Absolutely, they did all of that and more. So out come the Cowboys now as their offense gets set to take over. And they are in an absolutely golden spot. It's 1st and goal following the fumble return. Prescott now after the fumble recovery. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. Up the middle, Murray. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
And now 3rd and goal coming up, the loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
Now they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Prescott from the gun. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground, and now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
The kick by Joseph is good, and they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals at 6-3. So golden field position there squandered as they can muster only a field goal.
Yeah, you were gifted a 1st and goal situation, but I have to give credit to the defense. They were brought out in a really tough situation, so give them credit for holding them to 3. That's a pretty nice accomplishment.
But ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And listen, these Thursday night games, they're tough on the body. You just played on Sunday, 72 hours later. Hey, it's game day again, but I have to think a Thursday night game in September much more preferable than a Thursday nighter in December, no?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. You mentioned how tough it is on the body. How about the mind? You're already tired, fatigued, right? Trying to battle for playoff spots. And here you have the quick turnaround. Now, the flip side is, if you take care of business, win that Thursday nighter, You go into a mini open week. Gives you a few extra days to heal up the body and the mind before you play your next game.
On third down, Johnson. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. They gave themselves options there on the third down play and were able to convert on that RPO.
Shows a lot of trust with the guy taking the snap, doesn't it? Because you're counting on him to make the right reads and give the ball where it's supposed to go. And he did on that play.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They go play action now. Jackson steps away. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. So as they take it over, we step aside. 2nd and 10. Here's Jackson again. Open man is Arcega-Whiteside. The offense on third down tonight, they've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This will be 3rd and 5. They go back to the ground with Johnson. And he'll be stopped well short. Only 2 yards there. 4th and 3.
Another down on the scoreboard, but the urge to go for it is almost irresistible here on 4th and short. Yeah, I know they're on their own side of the field.
I was going to say.
Normally I would say punt the ball away, but I'm feeling it. I say go for it.
So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. Now they're about to come up on drive number 4, but so far just 2 field goals on drives 1 through 3.
Wondering if the head coach has talked with his offense coordinator and said, look, let's go ahead and press this a little bit. I'm giving you 4 downs on just about every occasion to try and get this offense kick-started and have it culminate in touchdowns. You know, maybe something to press it a little bit. This might be the case.
That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. Now Prescott. He finds his man complete. That's Murray. And he will have a Cowboys first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
On first down, Murray. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. They go with Murray again. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. And that one goes incomplete on the drop. That's one he definitely normally catches. 4th down.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away. And a great job on special teams to down it as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that, right?
Yeah, he said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. Here's Johnson again on 2nd down. And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Now it's Jackson. Screenplay, Johnson. And he'll be hit and dropped for a loss at the 5-yard line. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
I think that call was made not so much to try and get the first down, although they would have taken it if they could have gotten it, but to give their punter a little bit of space and try and help out their defense.
Yeah, got the safe completion on 3rd. Here's Johnny Hacker now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. So a short drop, but he's able to get it out, and this is a good kick. Watch out for Hill on the return. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Dallas offense set for this next drive. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with a slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. On 2nd and 12, Prescott. That's out to Hill, right side complete. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. On 3rd and 1, here's Prescott. He is going to find Hill here. And he will have a Cowboys 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Late in the season, the MVP challenge starts, and he might be on the fringe. This is always an award that goes quarterback, running back, usually quarterback. A lot of bias. Does he deserve consideration?
He more than deserves consideration because the way the game is played in the NFL now, it's a pass-first league, right? So that means that people are going to adjust their defenses for him each and every week, and he's still putting up big-time numbers. I know the quarterbacks, the running backs get it, but he should be firmly in the race for MVP.
Meanwhile, Dak's throw complete to his receiver, Thielen. To throw again on 2nd down. Prescott going with a screen for Murray. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a 1st. Prescott to throw it. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Kmet. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Now Greg Joseph for the field goal try. There'll be a 49-yard attempt from the left hash. Joseph's got it. And the lead will increase to 6 now. It's 9-3. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
Taking it about the 1. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. The Titans going to go back on offense here late in this first half. With this slim deficit closing in on the end of the first half, we'll see if they can move this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 out of this drive. Here's Jackson. Finding Hardman here over the middle. Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Complete. It's Johnson. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Throw right side going to be caught by Hardman. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
My goodness, they've come out locked in on this drive. Play calling, execution, they are fully in sync. 3 straight passes, 3 first downs. They're moving the ball downfield almost at will. This defense really struggling to find answers.
So a big play before the end of the half to get them into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25. So time perhaps for one final kneel down before they take this lead to the locker room. The final second ticks by, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in just a moment. But first, let's give everybody a look at what's coming up this weekend in the NFL. As far as the early games go, we'll be watching that one in Houston. The Texans in for a fight as they'll square off against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. Taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. And then finally, a good one on Monday Night Football to wrap up the week between the Buffalo Bills and the Cincinnati Bengals. With that, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Cowboys. And even though they've got a halftime lead, they're likely devising ways as we speak to try and get a little more production from their passing game. Meanwhile, for the Titans, they were even better throwing the football. Lots of open receivers to choose from, and you can bet that'll continue to be a focus in the second half.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Titans getting set to go here to begin the third quarter. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
Charles, to move the chains that time, they had to complete it into double coverage, and they got it done.
And it's never easy overcoming multiple defenders, but he sure made it look simple. Found the right spot to exploit and won his 1-on-2 matchup.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now Jackson. Locates Hardman for another catch. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. On second down, Johnson. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Again, it's Johnson. And he's going to be a yard short. A 2-yard pickup leads to 4th and 1.
Sometimes with the running game, you just got to stick with it. This is third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Here's Johnny Hecker now. They'll boot it away from about his 35. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Now it's a bootleg with Prescott out to his left. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. Throwing again on second down. Prescott. And, he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete. Third and short yardage, Prescott. Open man is Hill. He's got it. And he will have a Cowboys first down, and he's going to have it by plenty. Able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
Now a give. This is Murray. And he's got a good gain of 7 up to the 37. A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Off the play fake, Prescott. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. 10th carry of the game now, Murray. Well, this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he's on here to punt it away. He'll send this up into the Nashville skyline, and it's a good one. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. The Titans set and ready to go on offense. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. 2nd down, here's an option right. And they're able to get this one across the 35. And that one will go for 13 yards on the keeper and a first down. I'll tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react. Even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL, they're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
And Jackson going to hold on to it again. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it. Most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
So they'll get nothing out of that play, and it'll be 2nd down. Now a 10th carry for Johnson. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7. Jackson. He's got his man. That's Hardman. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
They've been moving well, but this drive was in danger of stalling out. Fortunately, this is a nice throw here, and they're able to pick up a new set of downs.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now it's Jackson. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down. On 2nd and 10. Jackson. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. On third down, Jackson. Johnson with a completion over the middle. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the first down marker. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up fourth down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a fourth down?
Austin Seibert sets up for the field goal try. On the left hash, officially it's called a 51-yard attempt. And this is off the left upright. And it comes back. It's no good. And instead of tying it up, they'll remain down by 3. So distance not the issue there. He had plenty of leg to get it there. It's that darn upright getting in the way.
Always gets in the way of a good time, doesn't it? Because he hit it square, too. Sometimes you can bank one in if you get it on the end of the football. No such luck there for him.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. Here's Murray now as they run it to start the drive. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Prescott off play action. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 37. Looking to throw. Prescott. Adam Thielen, back-to-back catches. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. A handoff. It's Murray. Heck of a move and then brought down near the 23. So they'll come up gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. A run. It's Murray. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
They got to get it to the 21 here on third down. Here's Prescott. Over the middle, Amari Cooper. It's complete. And he will have a Cowboys first down. They needed 5 there on third down. He winds up getting 7. That reception, his 600th NFL catch. Congratulations. Quite the accomplishment. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. From the red zone now, Prescott. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Third quarter action here, this regular season finale. This will be 2nd and 10. Back to the ground game. Here's Murray. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. So 3rd and inches, and this will be the 9th play of the drive. Prescott now. That goes out wide to Murray. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Nashville So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. This will be caught at about the 6. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. On second and goal, Prescott, touchdown. Adam Thielen, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Cowboys get an important score there to extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Well, we lasted all the way to the 4th quarter without a touchdown being on the board, but here a key one to extend the lead.
Definitely, and I really doubt, though, that that's going to open the floodgates. What do you think, partner?
No, not the way that we've seen these defenses play.
Yeah, no doubt about it. They've been rock solid, but we had to know that sooner or later, someone had to surrender a touchdown, and it happened right there.
Joseph connects on the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone. Now Jackson on first down. Throw left side, complete. That's Hardy. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that'll make it second down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. To throw is Jackson. Screenplay, Johnson. And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up. We're always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Now it's Jackson. Open man is Michael Thomas. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That's a gain of nearly 40 yards on 3rd and medium to pick up the first.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Throwing is Jackson. Completes it to Hardman. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. From the 27, Jackson over the middle into the hands of Michael Thomas. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. To throw again is Jackson. That's over the middle and caught by Arcega-Whiteside. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. Here's Jackson. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Johnson. And the Titans are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. And a 2-score game, obviously. Every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Jackson now. And it's caught. A gain of 7 that time. 2nd goal. Here's Jackson to throw. Got a man, and it's taken in for a Titans touchdown. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, a 1-yard touchdown reception. And the Titans have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a one-score game here in the fourth.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now, we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. Take it in at the 3. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. Cowboy offense heading out. Let's take a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
Hey, you're impressed, aren't you?
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks if I'm not
that
mistaken.
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games. Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadrupled. And that's where we are right now to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
Here's Murray. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That's William Golston there who fought his way in to make the play.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Here's Prescott. Escaping the pressure right. And this one is incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Murray. The ball comes out. It's picked up by the Titans.
Well, that takeaway, partner, right there, that's a combination of coaching, execution, and absolute belief. Because a lot of guys will look at the scoreboard and go, this thing's pretty well done. But they still thought to themselves, if we can make a play, we give our teammates a chance to win it. And that's exactly what they did.
Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. They go play action with Jackson. And that is incomplete. Here's Johnny Hekker now. He's been terrific so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. The Cowboys about set to take over on offense. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. They run again with Murray. He's seen a ton of action tonight. But despite a little sizzle on the move, he's still tackled shy of the 20. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Again, it's Murray. And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete. Now comes the Cowboys punter as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Here's Hardy set to return. So a good punt there, but a very strong 14-yard return. And it'll be Titan football. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. Their defense accomplished step one of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a fourth-quarter lead. They begin the drive with Johnson. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Jackson. And this one nearly intercepted. Boy, that would have been a great time for their first pick. But instead, it's 3rd down. On 3rd down, Jackson. He gets it to Thomas. And he will have the Titans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. Throw left side complete. That's Hardy. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Jackson will throw again. And this is caught by Williams. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Here's a throw dropped off to his fullback. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
I think they tried to fool him on that one. You know, being able to throw the ball to the fullback position. No one was fooled on that play.
No, lost yardage. You think they should yank that one from the playbook, at least for the time being?
I think what you do is you take it out and you evaluate it next week in practice.
Jackson. Complete over the middle to Hardy. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. He'll check this down to Johnson. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. He got out of bounds. That's a good thing, but still short of the 1st.
And now, since this brings up 4th down, the defensive play caller, grab your nerves, because now you don't want to be so amped up that you give them a 1st down by getting out of your lanes, but you also don't want to just lay back and let them have it easily.
Seibert able to knock this one through. And we are all tied here in the final stages. So a big kick to get this back to even. Yet now the worry is, did you leave too much time on the clock? As another field goal the other way, that does you in.
You're exactly right. You didn't get it to overtime yet. So now as a defense, you've got to think to yourself, you can't play prevent defense and just give up big chunks of yardage in front of you, but you also can't let anyone behind you. So you sit right on the line between the two, play the best defense you can, and not make it easy for them to move the ball downfield.
Prescott able to find Kmet and able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. To throw, Prescott. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. He was still looking through his progressions and going through his receiver options, and while he was doing that, the defense got to him quickly in the pocket.
And it was a great example of zone coverage. Well executed, well coordinated. All the receivers were covered, and he couldn't evade the rush back in the pocket.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Now Dak into the hands of Cooper, and they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. Flushed out, and he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. And we've got free football. 4 quarters done, and we're dead even. We'll have overtime after this timeout. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. All set up for him right now, Charles. Opening possession of overtime. They've got the football. They also obviously have this home crowd behind them in a big way.
They get that extra energy from them, but they've got to be careful not to let that adrenaline get away from them and play too fast or create errors of their own making. Use that energy, embrace it, but make sure they channel it the right way. They've got a chance to go downfield, score a touchdown, and end this game.
And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Christian Wilkins able to record his 5th sack of the season. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. It's hauled in by Hardy. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway. Going old reliable there to the slot on 3rd down.
And the slot position has become the bane of just about every defense's existence because how do you cover? Do you go with the bigger guy to try and use size? You got to try to go with the quicker guy, and sometimes you even get out quick there. Very difficult to match up with that slot receiver. That's why they keep going back to him.
And he's had the hot hand. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 16 yards, a little deja vu from the previous play where they got 16. Offensively, back-to-back really nice plays. This defense, they've got 2 timeouts, maybe should burn one.
Yeah, when you get back-to-back explosive plays, to me, anything over 10 yards, I don't care if it's a run or a pass, I count it as an explosive play. That sets your defense back on its heels. A timeout here would be a good idea and try and get themselves settled because we're in OT. This is big time.
Over the middle, complete. It's Thomas. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. But following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jackson, throw out right, hauled in by Arcega right side. And Jackson throwing once more. Throw right side going to be caught by Hardman. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
Brandon, that's a huge completion there. It puts them in field goal range, but let's face it, they don't want 3 here. They want 6. With these overtime rules, a touchdown finishes it off.
Yeah, looking to win it right away. Good to know, though, that they have 3 in their back pocket if they need it. Now Jackson on 1st down. And that incomplete completion breaks a string of 5 straight connections. And it's second down. From the gun, a run for Johnson. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. 3rd and 8 situation. A tough spot here in overtime on the opening drive. Now it's Jackson. Oh, and that's so close to being intercepted. That could have been a big turnover in overtime if he had held on. Instead, though, it is still 4th down. Seibert's kick is good, and they have regained the lead. They're able to put 3 on the board here on the opening drive of OT, and now up to their defense to try and see if they can hold this one.
I like how you framed it up because obviously this game is not over, right? They go down and kick a field goal, then we head to sudden death. But if the defense can hold, take the ball away, turn it over on downs, this game's over.
And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. And now here come the Cowboys. Well, it's pretty simple now. They need a field goal out of this drive to extend overtime, or obviously, Charles, a touchdown to win it.
Yeah, and I'm taking the defense's perspective on this one, partner, because now they know with a 3-point lead, they can afford to give that up because you just keep playing, right? The overtime gets extended. But if you give up the touchdown, it's game over. So on offense, every play you make, you've got to try and get just a little bit more out of each one in order to try and get to the end zone because they're going to play everyone back, keep everything in front.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. Here's Prescott. He finds his man, complete. It's Murray. Well, he's taken down, but not before picking up the first thanks to a flashy little spin move. The drive stays alive, a 3rd down gain of 8. They wanted to avoid the dreaded 4th down and having to get a conversion or it being the final play. They picked it up, though, on 3rd.
I love how you described that because we've been in those situations and seen it. If you get to 4th down, especially in overtime, things get a little shakier, don't they? The hands get shaky, right? The throw, if you're going to throw the ball, being able to run it, all of that coming down to one big play. Very nice of them and nice for them to pick it up on 3rd.
Going with a screen for Murray. A nice little screen. They get 6 on 1st down. Here's Weber.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough and run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Following the play here, now we've got an injury. Well, always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. Prescott to throw on 4th. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And he is going to have the Cowboys 1st down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. What they say, it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
Prescott now from the 50. On target over the middle to Hill. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Now Prescott. That's complete right side to Kmet. So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And it's 2nd down. Here's Prescott. That goes out wide to Murray. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Here's Dak. And that one goes incomplete on the drive. That's one he definitely normally catches. 4th down. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. Now a timeout called for by the defense. They'll be down to just one remaining as we step aside here in overtime. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This a long one to try and keep us going in overtime. And it hits off the upright. Oh my goodness, no good. A heartbreaking finish as they will lose by 3 here in overtime. And no mistaking that sound. It reverberated through the whole stadium.
And it's the sound, Brandon, no kicker wants to hear. It looked like he had it on target the whole way, but the upright said,
The Titans now just about ready to take over. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. So 3 points, the deciding margin, and the kick no good at the end that could have sent us to overtime. And while it was a decently long kick, we've almost gotten to the point where these kickers these days, anything inside 60, we just expect them to make it. But that was a tough pressure kick.
I love how you brought that up, though. That is so true because the kickers have almost done themselves a disservice by being so good. Exactly right. And when they do miss it, I'm not sure we give enough gravity to the idea of, that's a really long kick in a difficult situation, folks. Tough attempt, and he missed.
So for Tennessee, they continue to show they're playoff ready as they move to 13-3 with 1 game remaining. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for Dallas, they lose a potentially season-crushing ball game as they fall to 8-8 with 1 game still to come. And they will look to turn it around next time out.